Obedience creates crowds. It doesn't just follow crowds. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. My name is Chris Bailey. This is a new 5-part series, More Laws in the Book of Exodus. Now, because we've been born again, and when you have been born again, we're like David. We can say, Lord, I love thy law. In other words, I see the law not just as a rule or power over me, but I see the face of God. I see the character of God. This beautiful gift now of these laws on top of the Decalogue, they just let us know more ways that we can show our commitment to Christ. But before we go there, we want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. By all means, hit that like button. It helps others find the study and pass this on to someone else. And if you want us to come to your church or school, all you have to do is send us an email address. We don't do social media, but we need you to be social. So hit us up at contact@changeministry.org. Obedience creating a crowd, creating the impact in the earth that God intended for Israel. That's the reason why he called them out. And that's why he's created the church. Built on Christ, we're the called out ones. We don't do what everybody else would do. We do, by the power of God's Spirit, what Jesus would do. And so it's why when you get to Exodus chapter 23, verse 2, there's a principle here where he says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment, or after many to pervert judgment. Don't follow a crowd, especially if you know they're trying to pervert right. They're trying to twist. They're trying to manipulate the masses to do not what the master would do, but what the master of this world would do. This allegiance to God is amazing. You look like, wow, this is actually an ordinance. This is a rule that the Lord established to don't follow people into foolishness, because it's in our faithfulness in following Christ, we just might find ourselves sometimes standing alone. Because when he goes on to verse number 4 to explain, if you meet your enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. The simple act of showing kindness, it could be the very impact that we're supposed to have and leads others now to follow the one that we're following. This is something that Jesus would do. If he saw his enemy and their donkey was just wandering around, don't just let it wander around. Get that animal and take it home where you know it belongs, even if it's your enemy's house. Because that's what God does for us. It's how the shepherd comes after the sheep, regardless if they're following the fold like the 99 or wandering off like that lost one. I was that lost one. You were that lost one. And Jesus came after us. That's what we should do, even for our enemy. In fact, he says here in verse number 5, if you see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under his burden, and wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him. If you see your enemy's donkey and he's broken down under the burden and he needs help or he slipped, it's just like saying if you see your enemy and they have a flat tire, or you see your enemy and they've got a busted battery, give them a jump, help them out. Do what you can even to help your enemy, because it's that kind of love. That's the agape love that God has for all of us. He was setting Israel apart. He delivered Israel from Egypt in order to help promote this mindset of agape love that, in a very real way, it kills hate with kindness. It puts out the fire of fear by being faithful to do what Jesus would do as he walked in the earth. I hope this is beautiful to us, and it helps us to see this is the reason why he gave us these ordinances that help us to not just realize how to live for God, but also how we can love one another.